because discipline is what's going to get you to where you need to go, not motivation. Our body craves what we're comfortable with. Your brain's going to show you ways that you're a lazy person and you're not going to change, right? Your brain wants to prove to you what you tell yourself in your head. And sometimes we have to be a little bit delusional. What you want, you need to chase, you need to do the work. Hello guys, and welcome back to Total Frequency. I'm your host Bella, and today we're going to be talking about why you don't lack motivation, but you lack a self-concept shift. Okay, now I've got like a lot of screens going on. I'm not really great at this podcasting thing, but I'm recording on my laptop. I have my notes on my phone, so if you see me like looking here, there, and everywhere, that's why. I'm just kind of getting used to this setup. I really wanted to talk about this because I feel like this is something I've really struggled with for a long time. I was sort of looking for motivation to do things, but that wasn't what I needed. I needed to shift my whole self-concept. And now that I've done that, it's really changed everything for me and how I view life. So my biggest bit of advice regarding this episode is don't wait for motivation to strike to get you to do things, because motivation isn't always going to be there. And that's why, people advocate online to be disciplined, because discipline is what's going to get you to where you need to go, not motivation. Motivation is like a temporary emotion, and it's, as I said, it's not always going to be there. If you're just solely relying on motivation, you're never actually going to reach your goals. You're never really going to get anywhere, because you're going to feel motivated to get up at 5 o'clock for a week, and then it's going to hit you that you really hate getting up at 5 o'clock. So what's going to get you up at 5 o'clock is discipline. As I said, the real secret to actually changing your life is not to wait for the motivation, but to change your self-concept. Change the way you view things, change the person that you are. Because bringing science into this, your brain is a prediction machine, right? It's always going to force a behavior that's comfortable and that your subconscious is like latching onto, in a sense, because as humans, we don't like change. We don't like different things. Our body craves what we're comfortable with, what we're, used to doing. So your brain's always going to force your behavior to be the same, and it doesn't like when you try and change it. It's going to tell you to stop because it likes normalcy and it hates change. And that's just a proven scientific fact. So your brain's always listening to the way that you're talking to yourself. So say that you say to yourself that you're a lazy person. Your brain's going to show you ways that you're a lazy person and you're not going to change, right? Your brain's always going to look for ways to actively prove to you that you are a lazy person. So it's going to be like, look at you, you're sitting on the couch, you're on your phone, you're, not doing anything with your life. Your brain wants to prove to you what you tell yourself in your head. So like you're going to tell yourself you're going to do something. Your brain's not going to let you follow through because you're saying to yourself, I am this person. I can't get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I can't go to the gym. You're telling yourself that, and your brain's going to continuously prove to you that that's true. That is who you are, because you're believing that in your mind. So because of this, if you're continuously telling yourself you're a certain person, you're never actually going to reach your goals, because in order to reach your goals, you actually need to change your whole mindset. And sometimes we have to be a little bit delusional. So like, say that you're not someone that can get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. You need to just tell yourself that you're a 5 a.m. riser, that you do it every single day, that you love doing it, and your body's actually going to get used to that and start wanting to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning when you change your mind to tell yourself that that is who you are. To give you an example, I know that, this always helps motivate people when you give like a personal example. So my example of this is I really want to manifest like content creation as my career. It's something I'm really working towards. I'm studying content creation. I make content on literally every single platform because that's my goal and that's something I want to do with my life. And I don't sit around and say, oh, I don't have enough followers to be a content creator. I can't quit my job. I'm not a content creator. I'm not there yet. I need to have X amount of followers to be a content creator. I don't sit there and tell myself that. I actually sit there and tell myself, I am a content creator. That is who I am. That is my career. I think as though I'm like a media CEO who has 500,000 followers on her platforms. She has a successful podcast. That's how I think. And as delusional as it sounds, like it's getting me somewhere. I have people that are following my content, that are liking my podcast. And you just have to like enjoy the process and not be thinking like, how the hell am I going to get from here to there? You have to actually just let it let it be. Okay, because everything that's meant for you is actually just going to fall into place. And sometimes I think we forget that, it's happened to me before in my life, and then I forget about it sometimes. And I'm like, this has actually happened before. Like, I've thought a certain way, like with the gym. I used to absolutely hate the gym. And then, I'd always tell myself, oh, I'm just not that person that can go to the gym early and can go to the gym consistently. And look at me now. I literally go 5 days a week, no excuses. And like, I'm achieving my dream body. So that there is proof that it does work and it does change everything for you. So getting back to the content creation side of things, obviously that's what I want. That's something I'm striving towards. And if I didn't have this discipline to, remind myself that I am a content creator, that is who I am, and not having a voice in the back of my head telling me, you're not good enough for that. You can't do that. You can't make a career out of this. I shut that voice down and I tell it, no, I am a content creator. That is who I am. And without that discipline, I wouldn't be putting content out all the time. I would be, slacking off and I would be giving up half the time. But I'm not, because I'm so motivated that that is who I am. So I think something that you can really do is ask yourself what the most healthiest, abundant version of you would do, and then go from there and go and do that thing that you think of, because sometimes we don't even know what we want and we don't even know what we want to manifest. We just kind of want so much out of life. But I think sometimes you need to do the background work, do a bit of journaling, figure out what it is that you actually want, and then go and do it. Like, don't even make excuses for yourself. What you want, you need to chase. You need to do the work. It's not just going to land in your lap. There's something that you want. Go and chase that dream. Okay. I need a little drink. I'm feeling a bit parched from all that talking. Okay. I'm going to tell you something that I read a few months ago. And I feel like it's the reason that I am where I am today, where I'm working so hard towards what I want in life and I'm not giving up no matter how long it takes. Okay, I'm going to tell you. The more you sit around and wait, the more likely you are to be in the exact same place in 6 months. The more you sit around and just wait for it to come to you, the more you're going to be the exact same person that you were in 6 months. And do you really want that? Do you want to be where you are right now in 6 months? Or do you want to be chasing after your dreams, working towards what you really want in life and making a big change, making a big positive change and actually fulfilling yourself? So you need to ask yourself that. Do you want to be in the same position that you are in 6 months? Or are you going to absolutely knuckle down, lock in, and become the person of your dreams? So ask yourself that, figure out what it is that you can do. There's so many things that you can do to go after your dreams. Okay, you don't have to have a degree to have a certain career. You don't have to, work your ass off and earn like heaps of money. There is so many different ways to do things, and you just need to be smart about it. Do your research, figure out what's right for you. Honestly, for me, using AI is fabulous. I use Google Gemini, and you can like go into the certain conversations you've had. I like ask it for advice. I know that's not always the greatest thing, but sometimes it actually has really great like things to tell you, and it can be quite useful. So, don't limit your options. Do everything that you can to chase those dreams, because they ain't chasing you. Okay. That's all I have for today. I really hope you guys like this video version. I got a new camera and I thought, why not? I'm actually like just going to go all in on this content thing. So I'm quite excited, a little bit nervous. Going to be posting on YouTube again. Haven't done that since I was 17. So that's fun. But anyways, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm really enjoying doing this podcasting thing. I feel like this was like my calling, because as I said in my first video, for so long I've just felt like I'm not good enough to do a podcast. I'm not well enough. Well, I'm not well spoken enough. I'm not good at talking. And I would just tell myself that. And I'm really glad that I took that leap and just did it, because I'm really enjoying this and I'm really loving the feedback from everyone. And I really think this is a really good stepping stone towards my dreams and my career in content creation. So thank you guys so much for listening. If you want to follow me on TikTok, my TikTok is Bell333Rose. I also have a few different Instagrams. I've got the podcast Instagram, which is the podcast Instagram, which is Total Frequency Pod. I also have a Substack under the same name. TikTok is, I think, just Total Frequency. And then what else am I on? Just everything. Go find me. I'll link everything down below. But I post a lot on TikTok, post a lot of like lifestyle stuff, and I really want to start posting a lot more on here on YouTube. But if you're listening on Spotify, thank you so much for listening. It really helps if you guys give a review or share this with someone that you think might benefit from this advice. It just helps me grow, helps me achieve my dreams. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.